sim racing is very popular amongst the masses, but most people only focus about what sim they might argue is the best and what you can do with that sim. But I'm here to tell you that there are free software, free programs that you can download which will make you enjoy your game a bit better and might actually make you faster. So I have three, as I said. So let's go to the first one called Second Monitor. Second Monitor is a software which is very like Motec for you who race on ACC. It shows you telemetry data and you can compare it with previous laps you have done and also compare it to other drivers if they give you that data, or if you're racing multiplayer, single player, or anything like that. So how does it look? So here you see we have all where you can see the data of each car, and obviously I haven't recorded anything, but this is where it goes, so you can see it a bit like Motec. But something you might say is Motec has also telemetry data about the car and shows what it has done. Well, if we go to telemetry viewer, here you have. So we have here, if I just move my camera, if I just move my camera here, you can see I have all the data about the simulator, the day, the track, the car, the best lap and best sectors. So if we just go to and check this telemetry, you can see how it looks. You have speed, you have normal delta to reference, you also have time here. I don't know why the graphs look a bit like this, but I don't think it's a big issue. It might just have been a problem with recording. So here you see you have all of the different things. You have throttle, you have then driver. If we go here, you can see you have speed, RPM, gear, steering angle, and throttle and brake. And you have also braking, you can see, turning, suspension, which a lot of people like to talk about, the dampers, and you have the suspension velocity, suspension travel, front and right, and you have rear roll angles. You also have the ride height, you also have engine, you have tires, you have, what do you have in tires? Well, you have a ton of things. Here you can see you also have aerodynamics and the differential. So you have all of them here, which is a very easy way to try and set up your cars without having to use like any special software like Z1 Analyzer, which costs quite a bit of money, but that also have a few things which Second Monitor doesn't have, like a feature where you can see your racing line across circuits and you can use it with real racing. But that costs at least 25 euros and can cost up to 100 euros or dollars, roughly those prices. So it's a very good option for you who don't want to spend a lot of money. And another software which is good for you if you don't want to spend a lot of money is Crew Chief. And Crew Chief is basically what it sounds like. So you have a what's it called? You have a person who speaks in your ear. For this instance, I have Jim, and you also have a spotter. For me, it's Claire. And then you can use it for a ton of sims. I currently use it for Automobilista 2. You have old F1 games. You have GTR 2, Project Cars, Race Room, R Factor, Richard Burns Rally, which I haven't tried it out with, but I believe it says it works as your co-driver and says the race notes, stage notes, or pace notes, what they're called. So this is very good for people who want to have someone like this. And you can also add, You can also add somewhere here. You can also add other plugins to make it to have more functional ability with this software. So I use it for races for races because it's interesting to get the information. And you can also use it for practice sessions, and crew chief can tell you things and then you can ask it. So here you have different actions you can use it for by just pressing a button, but then you can also ask questions, which is very good because then you can feel like you're, for example, Lewis Hamilton and speaking to Bono, or you have Max Verstappen talking to, I believe it's called GP. So you have a ton of variety here for the crew chief. But if you don't want to have a person speaking into your ear, but you want to know what's going on with the car, you want to download SimHub, because SimHub is a place where you can use a ton of different things, from dashboards all the way to, I believe, motion rigs, probably, and butt kickers, because it can analyze the data coming from your game, from your sim, and then put it out in form of other forms of data. So if you look here, you have all the games available, which are a lot. It even supports, I saw Gran Turismo, but no, yeah, here you have Gran Turismo 7 and Gran Turismo Sport. It all even supports. So they have car settings here. You can check about general settings. You have the different devices. You have displays and other things you can have here. You see, you have all of these different things. They have statistics, Dash Studio, where you can add overlays, which is where I have. So if we go to my overlay editor and then edit layout, you can see I have tires here. I have a DDU screen here, even though I don't have one like in front of my wheelbase down here. And I also have the track map up there. So then I have all of those different features. You can also have multiple dashes. So you can see here, you have iRacing, and then you have all of these different dashes, which is very good and handy if you want to know what's happening with your car. Because from what I've seen from, for example, Automobilista 2, it doesn't give all the information in the world, and it has different UI, overlays, which I don't fully like so much. They have different features. You have Arduino, which is like a clock, but you can add different things. These shake-out winds are probably like if you want to use a fan. They have base shakers, motors, controllers, properties, and then you have a ton of over plugins. So here you have all of them. You can enable or disassemble. So you have not disassemble, enable or disable. So you have a ton of things here, which is very good in my opinion. But you might have read in the title, it says only free programs I'm going to give you, but because I am so nice, I'm going to show you 4. And the 4th one will be one which a lot of people don't know about, or I don't know how many know about it, but I really like the software, and it's called Simulator Controller, and it's not what it might sound like, which is a controller, but it has a ton of different things. So if we go here, you can see I have different options. So you can monitor your system, what the program is doing, you can update. But one, which I really like, or you have also things for like strategists. But one I really like is Setup Advisor. So for example, we have Automobilista 2. You can, for example, choose the Lotus 98T. And I did it around the Indianapolis Oval. And then you can say, oh, let's say here it has braking distance. It is very long and it's very important, and it is quite bad. It has a very long braking distance. So then you can see what it suggests you change. But then you can also analyze telemetry from the sim to see what it senses. So I used it before. I don't remember what car. I tried it out with the McLaren GT3, I think it was, and it gave me quite interesting things which I actually didn't think about, such as understeer. But then, if you want to have any guides on how to use these different things, because it has a ton of functionality which I can't even, which I don't even know. So the guy who makes them has the YouTube channel Simulator Controller, and he also comments a ton on Discord, which is where I got help with it. The only thing I have recommended for you is to, if you have a antivirus software, you might dislike it, especially if you have Norton, because I have Norton and I really didn't like the software and I didn't know how to fix it, and then I nearly uninstalled Norton and everything, but obviously I couldn't because some other problems. But there were my three different pieces of free programs and one extra honorable mention. So if you like any of these softwares, you can just check the description where I have links to where you can download them. And something I just remembered, for SimHub, it is free, but if you want to get some extra features like 60 Hertz and similar things, you can PayPal him. It has the options on the website, and there's not like a fixed amount, but the minimum you can pay is €6. So it's like a car in AC, or like half a car in iRacing. So it's not that expensive, and you get a ton of functionality. But if you want to check those those programs out, just check it in the comments down below or in the description. Whilst you're down there, please hit the subscribe button and also like and hit the bell icon, because that will make me very happy and even more motivated to make even better videos for you. And whilst you're also down there, if you have any questions or any random topics or anything you want to talk with me about, just comment it down below and I'll give you an answer. But until my next video, which will maybe be on rallying, we'll have to see. But until then, I've been Racing Legend, you've been my amazing viewers. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.